Welcome to Big Sky Voices. My name is Ben Boothe and
I'm Victor Waumet with Big Sky Voices and Storyteller Films. And we're here to tell the story of film in New Mexico.
yes, now you've got an advantage over me, Victor. I want you to tell them about this fantastic talent that we have between us today.
Well, Vivian Nesbitt is an actor. She's also the owner of the Soul Acting Academy in Albuquerque, where some of the best students of acting and actors come from. And if I were to start off a question, Vivian, it would be, what's the state of the talent pool in New Mexico right now in terms of acting?
Wow, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked it because we in the past have been perhaps seen as flyover country in terms of our talent,
Yeah.
and that's changed. That has changed tremendously because of the talent's commitment to growing and understanding that we can make our dreams happen here as actors, not just as crew, which is a phenomenal opportunity here as well. But our crew base has always been at that very, very high level. I think we're ranked number 3 in the nation, at least in the top 5 in the nation for our crew base.
Not bad.
Not bad. And our talent is now right up there as well. We've got talent that
By
is
crew, you mean like electricians, grips, gaffers,
gaffs,
camera people,
camera,
that sort of thing?
second AC,
Okay.
first AC, everybody on the other side of the camera. And now we are ranking right up there with our talent as well. We're starting to see that we're being offered and auditioning for guest stars, recurring, some really big roles in the current television and film world. So that means that we are doing our job in growing, rising to the challenge.
Yeah, Sonny is on Women in Film, and I understand they gave you an award a few years ago.
They did.
Something about barking on trees.
Oh, barking in trees. That was my solo show. New Mexico Women in Film very kindly gave me a scholarship. I applied for a scholarship, which I was awarded, to go and study with Anna DeVere Smith, who is oh my gosh, she's won the President's Award for Humanities. She's won untold amounts of awards. So I was able to go and study with her so I could deepen my relationship to my work in my solo show called The Bark in the Tree, which I've toured to Ireland, and we won some awards in New York City, which blew me away. You could have knocked me over with a feather.
Well deserved. Let me just tell the audience here just a little bit about what the record says about you.
Oh dear.
TV shows such as The Messengers, Manhattan, which I loved, fantastic series, Longmire, which I'm still hooked on Longmire.
Weren't you a love interest in Longmire?
I was not, sadly.
Yes.
Sadly, no. I think my gray hair gave me away.
In Plain Sight, Breaking Bad, Law and Order. How am I doing?
Oh, you're doing great. Thank you.
Okay, movie films, Good Guys with Guns, I Am That, The BANSHEE Chapter, Leverage, others, Theater and Training from New York, Pittsburg, Canada's Roundabout, Milwaukee, and on and on. This woman has done stuff. In fact, can I carry your luggage?
You most certainly can. I usually fly standby with carry-on, but
Now,
that's all right.
When I saw the pictures that are of you in the various publications, I thought, I bet this lady is Irish, right?
I am.
Okay.
Yes, I'm half.
Singer.
Yes.
Most Irish people sing.
That's right.
I saw that you have a talent with the guitar.
I do.
And we're not going to have you play today.
Okay, great.
And now, I would like to ask you to name one of the great directors or producers that you have worked with. Just one that you were really impressed with, that you thought, this guy's not a fraud, he's for real.
I would have to say Vince Gilligan.
From
Breaking Bad,
Bad,
Better
yes.
Call Saul, and of course X-Files. I came into the room and he actually read my resume, and we started talking about New York and had this amazing conversation. And this was what was so telling to me about his personal touch and his genius in the man, is that he brings out the best in people by actually getting to know them.
I noticed something too
It was extraordinary. It was a wonderful experience.
Pacing of that series, very fast conversations, quick people, quick responses. He didn't go with the Southern style at all, did he?
No, he didn't.
Okay, I got a second question,
Sure.
and I know Victor over here is just eager to ask another one. But
I am.
who is one of the most fun actors or producers you've ever worked with? I'm talking about just fun.
Fun?
Fun.
Like goofy fun?
Just fun that you just got a laugh and you just thought it was a fun day to go to work.
Oh
you
my
know?
gosh. Well, I'd have to say that would be Jordan Ansel. You know, of course, I could go off on Breaking Bad for days because I had the one really incredible experience on set with Bryan Cranston and Anna Gunn. And to follow on with that, my most recent experience with Good Guys with Guns is written by my friend and dear mentor Jordan Ansel, who's an LA-based, from New York, LA-based actor, director, writer, photographer extraordinaire. I had so much fun on that set. I actually, not to give you a spoiler alert or anything, but I climb out of a Mustang, pulling out a weapon and blazing away at what I thought was a robber. And it's a very strong, very scary statement about guns and weapons and who has them and who should be using them and who should not be using them, and what happens when we take the law into our own hands. And Jordan's ideas behind that, and the I would say the culture on the set was so fun and so creative that I felt very free to be absolutely myself in this preposterous role.
We don't need to put any guns in her hands while we're doing this program. She'll just blaze away up here.
Okay. All right, well, here's from a whole different perspective. You run an acting school.
I do.
What does it take? How does an actor build a career in Albuquerque or New Mexico?
My favorite subject. I love talking about building a sustainable career.
Yes.
And that comes from a base of knowing who you are. Quite often we go in and to an audition and we're told, just be yourself. The biggest question is when you're
who are
standing
you?
there is, who am I? And I think Alan Arkin said it best in his book. It's like he could play any character if he had a hard time being himself. So I start with core values.
Okay.
Start with people's core values so that they can live a sustainable life while they're training to be an actor, and while they're making the life of their dreams, they're still living in a sustainable fashion, a way that supports them. They're creating relationships with each other within the community. They're going out and creating independent films. At Soul Acting Academy, we've caused about 22 micro shorts and short films to be made just in the past 3 years.
Great.
Because that's an ethic that we have at Soul
Right.
is don't wait to get picked. Make sure that you're writing and collaborating and creating things on
So
your
you're
own.
actively doing things
Actively
to pursue your
doing.
career,
Yes.
whether the check is in the mail yet or not.
Exactly. That you're not waiting to get picked, that you're actually showing people, as well as in this day and age, it's very important to be out there creating and getting your own voice heard.
Okay.
You know, that's interesting that you
Yeah.
said that, and a great question, Victor. I don't advertise this much because I've never done it for money. But Sonny and I did a series called Venus and Mars.
What?
And we looked one year, and heck, our audience was about 500,000, still holding at 500,000. We argue about things on the air for 15 minutes, okay? And she always wins. Now,
I'm a little more in love with them every day.
But get
that's,
this,
you
get
know,
this. The plot is this. What's in the news? But in the few episodes where we had a subject where we were trying to encourage some good endeavor for kids or for people that have been injured or some social, we both felt like we were in the zone. And honestly, the viewership was far greater on those because people sensed that.
Yes.
You know?
Exactly.
And so we had
Yeah.
produced one of those in over a year because we'd been both in other things. But what you said about having something consistent with who you are makes a lot of sense.
Oh, good. I'm glad
Yeah.
to know that because it really started to resonate with me when I thought, well, what is my core value? My core value is family
Yeah.
and love. What I cannot leave, Tamara Decker said this, she's a branding expert, and she said, what is that one element that you cannot leave your home without? And mine is unconditional love.
Yeah.
I need to be able to treat, I absolutely have to carry that with me wherever I go. So for me, when I'm auditioning for something, I'm looking at the script and thinking, where does that fit
Yeah.
in? So that I'm absolutely congruent when I
Good.
step into the audition room.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that what they see, like I said, what they see is
Yeah.
what they get with my messy hair.
But I don't talk too much about this, but
Yeah.
remember, what was the name of the congresswoman in Arizona that got shot?
Gabby Gifford.
Gifford, yeah.
We did a program on that right after that happened. And Sonny, to my surprise, we were just saying, what do you think about this? Look at the news, look at this happen. And she, in an incredibly empathetic voice, said, this is what happened to some of our leaders in Iran, and it's one of the reasons I left that country. And she said it was such emotion. The viewership of that thing went up to about 30 or 40,000 just in a day or two. And it wasn't because she was shot. I think it was because of the empathy that she felt. You know, this is what happens in Iran. It's not supposed to happen in the United States. You know. Okay, I've got another question for you. You might
We could
like
talk
this.
about that for days.
Yes. Well, it's a
People want
great
the truth.
subject. They
Yeah.
want, and they want to
the
feel
truth.
like
Yeah.
whoever's passing that on to them is real, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What are your aims and plans?
Beautiful thing to ask. We're working very hard on a project called the Standing O Project to ensure that musicians are being paid fairly for their streaming. And then at Soul Acting Academy, my dream is, I get choked up when I think about this.
Go on, you can do it.
I just feel that we have so much talent in this town, and if everyone is offered the right tools, we will see them every award season. We'll see them on their right carpet.
Based on what you just said,
Yeah.
what do we need here to kick it to the next level?
What do we need here to kick it to the next level? Great question, and I would say the trust of producers. I have a dream of being a super, and I train in martial arts now, and for myself, I'd like to see myself really hitting my stride in about a year. It's a big birthday for me. That particular year, I'll be 60, and I just know that that's when it's going to hit for me in terms of my own performance work. I think I will finally grow into the gifts that I was given when I came in. You asked, how do I keep doing it? I feel that these are the tools that I was given. Storytelling, singing, engaging audience, and being there for an introvert. That's not it's an
pretty
interesting
good.
balance, right? But these are the tools that I was given. So I have no choice but to use them. Whether I get the part, don't get the part, I have no choice. I have a fiddle player friend who said, I've tried to stop it, but it's like a sickness and I can't.
You know what? I think I have an observation, Victor. I would like your input on this too, and Vivian. I believe the integrity and the support level of this culture here in New Mexico, as far as the film and acting business and production and writing, is far more supportive and encouraging than it is in LA.
Yes, I've sprayed the studio with Teflon so that any crazy or bad competition vibe, that unhelpful competition vibe just slides off and doesn't stick, because it's as our below JFK said, if high tide raises all boats. I came up during the 80s, which was like crabs in a bucket. People would rather find out how to use your tools to get to the next level for themselves. Here in New Mexico, we help each other.
I've got one final comment. Do you
Go
have
ahead.
a question?
No, I'm good.
Because our time is getting
I
short.
want to know what crabs in a bucket means.
I don't know, but I'm scared now that she's going to get a gun and start firing away. It's just,
I have mad skills, you have to know.
if you could say something about your academy, and know that this is going to be heard by maybe 100,000 or 200,000, or maybe more, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, what would you like to say? And we will call that the concluding line of this program.
We believe in your dreams. We believe in your dreams, and we have the tools to help you create the life that is sustainable, not just while you're going toward them, and we can help you achieve them.
Okay, and that's the Soul Acting Academy in Albuquerque, New Mexico, with Vivian Nesbitt. What a wonderful guest on your 60th birthday. Why don't we have an anniversary program,
Yes.
and with some of your admirers, and we will all have them say something about you on the Big 6-0.
Thank you.
Vivian, thank you very much.
Victor, thank you.
Okay.
This is Big Sky Voices, and you've just heard one of the big voices today, Vivian Nesbitt, Ben Boothe, and Victor Waumet, over and out.